To support teachers in figuring out how to approach the Colorado unit, a document has been created with the title Colorado Unit Outline, a Possible Approach. This document lives among the Stage 3 support documents. This outline bundles together different Stage 1 learning goals to offer a possible approach for how teaching and learning might flow throughout the course of the unit. These bundles create 6 different chunks of learning. Notice how this tool is like a cover page, and each bundle can be examined in greater depth with the linked supporting document on the left. Whenever aligned and appropriate, links to past lessons are included. Past lessons are those that were created by Jeffco teachers for the Colorado unit that was released in 2006. In this unit outline, teachers will notice that some chunks include more learning goals than others, and teachers are encouraged to make thoughtful decisions about the time devoted to the learning and assessment of each chunk. As a final note, I want to stress that this is just one approach, and teachers are always open to use different approaches to address the Stage 1 learning goals for this unit. At the bottom of this document, you'll notice links to various assessment documents that are meant to help teachers think about different assessment structures throughout the course of the unit. The first chunk will probably be brief, as it involves preparing students for the learning in the unit. Teachers should consider creating an anchor chart with the unit's concepts and essential questions. Engaging students in discussion around the unit's concepts and essential questions, as well as delivering a few other pre-assessment items, will give you a sense of what background knowledge and skills students possess entering this unit. This also gives you a chance to help students see that this unit incorporates history, geography, economics, and civics, and you can have discussions about what each of those disciplines are about. Last, students have the opportunity to discuss some of the skills and tools that will be used in the unit, which include the creation of timelines, the reading and creation of maps, and applying the idea of cause and effect as they think about history. The second chunk bundles together learning goals focused on geography. Students develop geographic awareness of Colorado and practice describing its location in the United States and world. Students also learn about the plains, mountains, and plateau regions of Colorado, taking time to think carefully about how to describe each of these regions and learning about some of their unique features. The third chunk bundles together learning goals focused on the diverse people and groups who have come to Colorado over time. We call this process the peopling of Colorado. Students look into who lived in or migrated to Colorado over time, if they stayed, why, and if we see evidence of those people in Colorado today. Teachers are also encouraged to elevate how economic incentives brought these different groups to Colorado over time, as economics was a significant variable that has impacted our state's growing and changing population. Teachers are also asked to help students think about some of the different interactions that have taken place over time. To expand on student understanding of regions from the first chunk, and to deepen their understanding of Colorado's geography, students consider how the physical geography of Colorado's regions influence the lives of people over time and in different places. This chunk of learning will take a significant amount of time, as many different groups are part of Colorado's rich, diverse past. The fourth chunk helps students to see that Colorado's history did not stop long ago, and it allows teachers to elevate some of the events and eras in Colorado that are connected to events and eras in the United States and the world. While students may not have deep background knowledge about the events and eras in the world, they can begin to have exposure to these historical events and eras. The goal is for students to understand that as the nation grew and changed in the 20th century and even into the future, Colorado's events and eras are closely connected to what happens within our nation and our world. The fifth chunk allows for a deeper examination of economics over time in Colorado. Teachers can elevate economic ideas and connect back to the economic incentives that influenced migration of people to Colorado over time. Students gain deeper historical perspective as they examine how different technology has influenced economics over time. Finally, students look into the significant goods and services that are part of today's economy in Colorado. Last, students explore the 3 branches of government in Colorado and their roles in helping the state to function effectively. Students get their first exposure to the idea of federalism as they recognize that some power is granted to states and some is granted to the federal government. Last, students have the opportunity to consider issues that the state faces, thinking about different perspectives to those issues, and considering how our role as citizens can influence the debate on those issues. At the bottom of the unit outline, you'll see links to different assessment ideas. The use of ideas was intentional, as assessment looks different for every teacher, occurs throughout the course of the unit, and takes on many different forms. One of those forms includes informal checks for understanding, such as observations, dialogues, and opportunities for students to connect the facts they are learning back to the unit's concepts and essential questions. Students might also experience quiz and test items about specific, discrete pieces of knowledge. They should experience academic prompts, which are often much more open-ended and give students the opportunity to bring personal understanding to complex questions and ideas. Finally, teachers might consider including a large performance task. Overall, two key questions drive assessment thinking. What assessments make sense? And when and how should I assess for different kinds of student learning? In the end, assessment should always be used to understand progress towards learning targets and to determine feedback that students need about their progress towards learning targets. In closing, look for the Colorado Unit Outline, a possible approach. On this slide, you'll also see some additional items that might be highlighted for resources. Notice the map resources, which includes a number of outline maps that can be printed and used by students. And for teachers who like to see video resources collected in one place, look for the document titled Video Resources. You'll notice that each section of the unit outline points towards resource bundles. These bundles have been established because they focus on common content and allow you, the teacher, to decide what resources would best support your students in learning content. Remember, not every resource is going to be listed on those bundles. Many resources already live within your school and within your classroom. If you haven't done so already, join your 4th grade social studies group on Jeffco Schoology. To join this group, you'll need the access code listed at the bottom of this slide. This group allows me to share professional opportunities and offer insights or snippets of information about units of study as you progress through the year. Plus, if you have questions about the unit or its goals, you have the opportunity to engage in professional dialogue so you can become more knowledgeable and comfortable with your social studies instruction. Thanks for watching. I hope this has been helpful.